Good afternoon, dear delegates and friends. It is a great pleasure for me and my colleagues from China to participate in this important conference co-hosted by WHO and Quebec government. Now I would like to share with you what we have been doing in China to promote the age-friendly cities, communities programs. I would mainly introduce briefly who we are and what we have done and where to do to promote the age-friendly cities in China. Before introduce our organization, I would briefly say why we were born. Because China is aging and China is changing. How is aging? By the year 2012, the total number of elderly people aged 60 and above is about 185 million, close to 14% of our total population. So our population is aging. This is the population structure in the 50s. We have more young people, we have less or few old people. In this century, we have an increased number of older people and a decreased number of babies or young population. By the year 2013, we have more elderly than the young people. By the year of this mid-century, the total elderly population in China would be about 500 million. It's about 1/4 of our total population. China is aging and China is changing. First of all, look at the changes of the family structure. The traditional family, we have more children and grandchildren. You have a big family. And now, most of the families have only one child. That's a nuclear family. And even some of the young people do tend to live with pets, not children. And let's look at the changes of the housing in China. Traditionally, several generations will live under the same roof. We have big family, big house. And now you can see this kind of high buildings everywhere in China. And China is urbanizing. According to the statistics, in the year 2011, it's the first time in the past several thousand years that the number of people living in urban areas is over 50. So China is urbanization. And 30 years ago, the population in urban areas is just about 20%, 1/5 of the population. 60 years ago, it's even about 10%. So the urbanization in China is increasing very fast. And so China is aging, and China's aging is changing, so we were born. We are the China National Commission on Aging, to especially dealing with aging issues in China. We are a national organization with member ministries, and it's an umbrella system all over the country, from the central government to the provincial government to the city government. The main task of our organization is responsible for the strategy and policies of population aging in China. and coordinate the work on aging by different ministries and departments, supervise and monitor the work on aging at the local level of nationwide, and fourth is to coordinate the major aging-related activities of the UN and other international organizations. So this is what we have to do. And next, I will talk about age-friendly cities programs in China. I will talk about 3 areas. First is legislation on age-friendly environments. Second is national policies towards age-friendly environments. And third is what we have been doing to promote these programs in China. In China, we had a law for the elderly, which was firstly passed by the National People's Congress in the year 1996, and it was revised, amended last year. In the new revised law, we have a new chapter, especially on age-friendly environment. The content of this chapter is the action should be taken by the state to promote the construction of age-friendly environment. And governments of all levels should consider the construction of age-friendly infrastructure, public services, health, cultural facilities when making the plan of urban and rural development. Continuing of this chapter is that the state issues national construction standards, criteria for the age-related facilities. And the state should issue national barrier-free standards and criteria for public facilities. And the government of all levels give priority to the renovation of facilities closely related to the older people. So that's about the legislation part of China regarding the age-friendly environments. And at the policy level, as you know that in China, we have 5-year development plans for all areas. So we also have a national 5-year plan for aging. That's from 2011 to 2015. And one of these major goals and tasks under this national 5-year plan on aging is living environment for the older people. Maybe it's too small for you to recognize. The 12th 5-year plan emphasizes that we should speed up the construction of public activity spaces and age access facilities for the elderly. And it specially mentioned that we should push forward the program of age-friendly cities and communities in China. And what we have been doing in order to promote the age-friendly cities. In 2009, the National Committee on Aging of China decided to start the age-friendly cities and communities program in response to the WHO initiative. And what we have done is that we have developed a national guide based on the WHO's guide of global age-friendly cities. We compare the WHO guide with the Chinese guide. WHO guide have 8 areas, and in China we have 6 areas, but we add city planning and social security and some other areas into this program. It's slightly different. Based on the national guide, we selected 13 cities for piloting as the age-friendly cities program. We have 2 years of piloting, and based on these pilot programs, we sum up our experiences. So based on our pilot programs, we have held national workshops and international workshops in collaboration with WHO and International Federation on Aging, as well as some other organizations. In addition to this age-friendly program, in China we have a parallel program called Barrier-Free Cities. And we have this nationwide program, and we have named 100 cities of barrier-free cities. What to be done? As I mentioned that within this current 5-year development plan from 2011 to 2015, this year is the 3rd year of this 5-year plan. We will have midterm evaluation and monitoring of this plan. Age-friendly city is one of the programs that we will evaluate the achievements of the local governments and the national government. For these age-friendly cities, we target to build a city or a community for all ages. Just like our speakers say, if you are a age-friendly cities for older people, it's a friendly city for all ages. This is Chinese character of fortune. Before I end my speech, I wish all the delegates present good fortune, and I wish our Quebec City good fortune. And I want to thank you for your listening.